Okay, so this is your Canva basics tutorial for how to use Canva for your portrait project. So go to canva.com and you are going to either log in if you've used it before or create a new account. Make sure that whatever way that you are signing in, you remember your username and password. If you're signing in with an email address, make sure that that is an email address that you have access to. So I sign in just with Google, so I'm going to sign in really fast. And then we will see first pop up our Canva homepage. Now there's lots of great things that you can use Canva for, lots of presets, templates, posters, logos. We are going to be creating a custom design. So up here, we have this blue button that says create a design. So first step, I'm going to click on that and do custom dimensions and change this to inches. And then I'm going to do 8.5 by 11 inches because that's a standard size of printer paper. And click create a new design. Now, it'll pull up our blank design, our blank piece of paper, and then give us some templates to work from, and we don't want that, so I'm just going to go ahead and hide the sidebar here. Now, some things for you to learn basics for your portrait project. So first is uploading. So over here on the side tab, we have our uploads, and everything that you ever upload to Canva will automatically stay here, which is really nice because then you can just kind of pick up where you left off. But to upload an image or video, you're going to click this. You can upload from your device or Google Drive. So I'm going to click device because I know that's where my things are, and I'll upload this fern again. And it'll load, and then once it's done loading, we will just click it and it'll insert. Super easy. So I'm going to collapse that. So once your picture is on your composition, there's a couple of things that you can do to it. So you can drag the corner, click and drag to resize it to make it bigger or smaller. If you drag the sides like this, it will crop it. We don't necessarily want to do that. So I can either drag it out or come up here and click the undo button. That is our best friend sometimes. So you can resize things. You can also flip them. So if I wanted this fern to go the other way, I could flip it horizontal. I can also flip it vertical, which will be helpful for your project. If you click out of your object, you won't have those options anymore. So select it and then you can edit and manipulate it. So other things on here, you can adjust all of these things that you would probably see in your camera roll if you were editing a photo. So brightness, contrast, saturation, tint, etc. You can also filter it, so you will have to turn your portrait picture black and white, and you can choose from one of these two gray options here. Those are mostly paid for, so we're just going to ignore that. Okay. Another thing that you will need to do is be able to copy and paste a lot of things. So I think I want for this fern to be medium sized, and I'm going to copy by right clicking and clicking on copy. You can also use the shortcuts on your keyboard and paste, and then I can move it, and I could do a third one and click paste and move that. I'm going to insert these two things just so I can talk about them. So if I am arranging things and I don't want this peony on the top, I can click on it and come up here and click position and send it all the way to the back so it goes under all of these other pictures that I have. I can decide, you know what, I actually really want it all the way on the front, or I can send it just back behind one or two things. So you can play with, you know, the arrangement of all of your different elements with that position button up here. Okay, so that's adding images, adjusting them, playing with the positioning. Next, elements. So over here we have kind of clip art basically. We're just going to be using the basic shapes for this project. So I'm going to click on the circle and it's going to insert a circle and it's going to pull it as a color that comes from your composition already. So that's a color from my peony. But if I don't want it to be pink, I can click up to the swatch up here. And I have lots of options. So there's default colors, so I could change it to this blue-violet. I can also pull from the different colors in my composition. So Canva is very smart and it pulls little swatches from each of your pictures that you've inserted. And I do kind of like the contrast of this toned down orange. So I'm going to keep it as that. You can also do document colors, and then you can, if you don't like any of those, select a completely new color with this color mixer here. So I can, let's see here, maybe do a green. And a review of color theory. So if we click over here in this top right corner, that gives us a really intense, almost neon hue. As we move our way to the right, we get tints, right? Our color plus white. And if we move towards that bottom left corner, we get tones because we're moving more towards gray. See, that's a pretty gray. So tints, tones, and down here we would have shades. So your color plus black. So you can use the color mixer to create basically any color that's ever existed. It's really cool. So that's how you change the colors with the color mixer. Now the last thing that you'll need to do is change your background color. So over here on our tabs we have background. And ignore all of these textures and photo backgrounds. We have swatches up here, some presets that you can choose from. And you can also click the color palette and mix your own color if you would like. Play around with that. So those are the basics of Canva. So how to upload something, how to reposition it, resize it, flip it, etc. How to add elements like circles and change their colors. And then finally, how to change the color of your background. Now, Canva is just like Google Docs and Google Slides, and it automatically saves everything as you work on it, which is really nice. So if you accidentally close out of this, and you're like, oh no, my design is gone forever. It's not. Just go back to canva.com and click all your designs. And it's going to pull up all of the things that you've made and all of your memes and your seating charts and stuff. And you might have to refresh it, but it will, pull up your design and you can click on it and just keep editing it. So that is your Canva demo.